This next section may be one of the driest and one that a lot of people may skip, but I've done an awful lot of research and this seems to be the definitive, full, best legal description of slingshots, the law and their use in hunting. But I will start with the fun part, which was my rewrite of a classic cautionary doggerel verse, revisited for slingshots. It was about pheasants and shotguns, but I rewrote it. If a catty sportsman true you'd be, then listen carefully to me. Never, never let your sling pointed be at the wrong thing, then it may some mayhem cause and create a banning clause. Do not let your sling be the one that messes up all our fun. Shoot a catchbox, get permission, afore you bring meat in the kitchen. The mooch is life. We wish no strife or ruin to our slingshot shoots, so take good care and don't play dare and wake authority from its lair. So hunt unseen, and keep it clean, and don't make people think we're mean. Outplinking targets, be the smartest, and make sure your aim is good. In any case, make sure the place that your shot endeth is where it should. You may kill, or you may miss, but at all times think on this: all the pheasants ever bred won't repay if our sport's dead. Check out the advert for the Wham-O Sportsman Hunting Slingshot. Also shoots arrows. Powerful, silent, accurate. I should say powerful, silent, accurate. Okay, get a cup of tea. I'm having a sip of something to clear me throat. Opening shots, slingshots, safety and the law. Safety. 1. Always wear eye protection. Safety glasses are recommended. 2. Not a toy. Children need to be supervised when using a catapult, despite the toy definition below. 3. Inspect all parts of the catapult before each shot for signs of wear or damage. Do not use until that part has been damaged, has been replaced. The part that has been damaged has been replaced. 4. Beware of ricochets, especially if shooting around hard surfaces. Be aware of your backstop. Where will a miss end up? The law. Slingshots or catapults are quote-unquote toys, and only classed as offensive weapons by ill use or bad location. The Offensive Weapons Act 1996 says, any article made or adapted for use for causing injury to the person or intended by the person having it with him for such use by him or some other person. There is no restrictive legislation in the UK. Wrist brace catapults are banned in Germany after their use in a riot. And we wish to make sure it stays that way, as an awful lot of anglers would be very upset, for one. Make good decisions. Get permission from landowners to shoot on their property. Only shoot appropriate vermin species or game in season. Go to a tournament shoot, make a catch box in the garden, and make sure the angle of the shot has safety backing, like a whole windowless shed. There is no need to shoot in the wrong places. The law on hunting with a catapult can only be inferred from that to do with all field sports, with the major given that stones or pebbles are utterly forbidden to use to hunt with, as that constitutes stoning an animal to death, and is specifically mentioned in the Wild Mammals (Protection Act 1996. That it had to do with hurling rocks rather than shooting pebbles is irrelevant. You do not hunt with stones. Catapults can take small game at reasonable distances, provided the user is skilled enough and the catapult itself, along with the projectile, is suitable, just like the law says about air guns. The quote below is taken from a publication on www.parliament.uk. Quote, Annette Brooke to ask the Secretary of State for the Home Department what recent representations she has received on the use of catapults as offensive weapons, and if she will make a statement. Mr. Alan Campbell, holding answer, 10th February 2009. The Home Office has received both public and ministerial correspondence on the use of catapults as offensive weapons. The law is clear that if someone is carrying a catapult with intent to cause injury, he may be liable to prosecution under Section 1 of the Prevention of Crime Act 1953, which makes it an offence to carry an offensive weapon in public without lawful authority or reasonable excuse. The above means that catapults were not added to the offensive weapons list, and it falls down to the intent of the individual and scenario to determine if the catapult in question is an offensive weapon. Although this doesn't mean that police officers will not default to the Prevention of Crime Act 1953. This, from DEFRA, a summary of the Wild Mammals Protection Act 1996. This act makes it an offence for any person to mutilate, kick, beat, nail, or otherwise impale, stab, burn, stone, crush, drown, drag, or asphyxiate any wild mammal with intent to inflict unnecessary suffering. Exemptions apply when a. the attempted killing of any such wild mammal as an act of mercy if he shows that the mammal had been so seriously disabled otherwise than by his unlawful act that there was no reasonable chance of it recovering. b. the killing is a reasonably swift and humane manner of any such wild mammal if he shows that the wild mammal had been injured or taken in the course of either lawful shooting, hunting, coursing, or pest control activity. c. doing anything which is authorised by or under any enactment. D. Any act made unlawful by Section 1 if the act was done by means of any snare, trap, dog, or bird lawfully used for the purpose of killing or taking any wild mammal. Or E. the lawful use of any poisonous or noxious substance on any wild mammal. A wild mammal means any mammal which is not a domestic or captive animal within the meaning of the Protection of Animals Act 1911 or the Protection of Animals Scotland Act 1912. A person guilty of an offence under this Act shall be liable on summary conviction to a fine not exceeding level 5 on the standard scale or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 6 months or both. Additionally, provided that where the offence was committed in respect of more than one wild mammal, the maximum fine which may be imposed shall be determined as if the person had been convicted of a separate offence in respect of each such wild mammal. If you've listened to all that, congratulations. Wow. The ProShot advert. Take your best shot. Quality handmade slingshots from time-served craftsmen made here in the UK. Trusted by the world's top designers. We've got, oh gosh, all sorts of things here. Beautiful things. They're the brilliant lead moulds. Frames from various designers. Over 100 slingshots accessories to choose from. If you go to the digital version, hover over that, boom. If I click that, we'll go off to their website.